Let's take a couple minutes and look at how you can use Microsoft Office Word, which is the word processor that most of you will use, and to ensure that you do MLA format correctly. So in front of you is the sample paper. You can see the formatting itself. Let's talk about a couple of the pieces and how you would do that efficiently in Microsoft Word. For example, first and foremost, MLA requires that you number your pages with your last name. So you can see daily 1, daily 2, etc. To do that in Word, here's a Word document. You're going to insert, scroll all the way over to page number. You want the page number at the top of the page. The third option is on the right side. And then you can add your last name with a space. Some people fail to do that. You then double click outside of the header area, and now your page number will show up on each. Going back to the sample paper, let's highlight a few other things. One, your font will be 12 point, and MLA requires that your font is clear and easily readable. They always suggest Times New Roman, so that is your default. But in this case, for this project, you're going to use Calibri, which matches the sample paper here. Also, you can see everything is double spaced, including the title. And your margins are 1 inch all around. So let's return to our Word document. Bring this back up so you can see what it'll look like. And here's an example. Number 1, you're going to want to make sure that no spacing is selected. Microsoft Word will add spacing to your page if you have it on normal. There's some default there, so you want to keep it on no spacing. If you notice, when I hover over here, it'll push this down. So you want no spacing. Here's where you control your fonts. Some of you, let's say, did not know that. And you can see that in this case it's 12-point font. In order to change things, the best habit to get into is to select all and then make your change, because then you ensure that every piece, including these spaces down here, will match what you would want to do. Notice I changed the font of the title. There's nothing fancy about an MLA title. So this is incorrect. We're going to highlight this. We're going to get rid of the bold. This is the bold button. We're going to get rid of italics, and we're going to get rid of underline. Also, you can see it's still different. It is the wrong font. So we are again going to select all and make sure everything is Calibri. You'll want to make sure you do that when you cut and paste, and when you bring your works cited in from EasyBib, it'll often be Times New Roman. You're going to want to change it to match. So you can see the title is as boring as the rest of your paper, 12-point, nothing fancy. You also make sure that everything is double spaced, and that is this button here, which is line spacing. You click on that. 2 is double, and that's a easy fix. So everything should look the same. Finally, some word pieces itself. If you need to change alignment, that would be here. The body of your paper is going to be left justified. If you need to do a longer quote, you'll have to indent, which means you'll have to bring up your rulers. So you go View, Ruler, and then you can use this tool here, highlight some text, use this tool and slide it over to indent the whole piece of text. These are things you might want to have help with from myself, which is fine. And then the header itself. You can see I used my formal name. My friends don't call me Matthew R. Harvey, but actually MLA requires your formal name. The teacher, in this case Miss Weissar, the course, and then this is the date your paper is due. So the rough draft, one of the rough draft dates is February 26th. Therefore, that's the due date. When you revise your rough draft for the final, you will put the due date of your final in there. Those are some quick basics to make sure your Word document works for you and not against you. Obviously, if you need help, come on in, pull up your Word doc and ask for some help. The works cited page itself, easy bibble format other than the font. If you do works cited on your own by copying and pasting from databases, you will have to format that, and that I would encourage you to come in for help.